years ago, I gave my stepmom's screen porch a much-needed makeover. At the time, we noticed the seat cushions were starting to sag, but decided that they still functioned fine. This year, my stepmom told me they had to be fixed, and boy was she right. If you've ever dealt with sagging porch furniture, I have a simple solution for you. If your patio furniture has removable seat frames, go ahead and remove them. Measure the seats and figure out how much plywood you'll need to cover the seat frames. Lay the seat frames onto the sheet and mark around the seats. Alternatively, you can make a paper template of the seats and transfer them to the plywood. Cut the plywood seat shapes using a circular saw or my preferred tool, the track saw. Here's a tip for cutting sheet lumber. Put a piece of rigid foam insulation under your sheets when cutting, and the insulation supports the plywood while the saw blade cuts into the insulation and not your work surface. If your seat frame has webbing, go ahead and cut it off the frame. Trace around any corners or specific shapes of your seat frame. Use a jigsaw to cut off the excess shapes. Sand all rough edges and give the entire plywood seat a good sanding to remove splinters. If your plywood seat will be exposed to the elements, it's a good idea to seal it with primer and/or paint. I went ahead and primed both sides of these plywood supports, mainly because here in North Carolina we get a lot of humidity, and I really didn't want to leave it to chance that this plywood would be okay on her screen porch. Also, because I noticed when I took the straps off of her furniture frame, there was definitely some kind of mold growth on the straps, so I figured this would just be a good preventative measure. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to attach these frames to the plywood, or the plywood to the frames. And I'm actually not going to attach it like super strong. All I want to do is just keep this from shifting or sliding when people get up and sit down on the furniture. Let me go ahead and show you how I'm going to do this. Drive a screw through the plywood at each corner of the frame. Stop when the screw head is resting on top of the frame. Add more screws at any cross supports. The screws are mainly to keep the plywood centered on the frame so they don't have to be super strong structurally. Set your plywood seat frame back into the furniture. We chose to have the old frame on top, otherwise you would see the edge of the plywood. Much better. I hope this tutorial helped you fix your sagging furniture cushions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to click that like button below if you liked it. And hey, don't forget to click that subscribe button up there, and you'll never miss another DIY video tutorial from Pretty Handy Girl again. Speaking of not missing anything, I'm on all these social channels. Come find me at Pretty Handy Girl. I don't think, here, help me up. Thank you.